Hi, my beautiful Aries, and welcome to our July 2021 reading. A very interesting time of year, I find, for Aries. You know, I love you. One of my very, 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 very best friends is an Aries, and I always get so much insight hanging out with her. And of course, she can't speak for all Aries everywhere, but I do love her dearly. And I just love Aries energy in general. You know what? I've been thinking about how overwhelmed I've been over the last year and a half with the world, with the internet. Like it's not the internet itself, it's just been the whole collective energy. I've been really when I look back, I realize how much I was in this very self-preservation mode of just trying to take care of my energy and figure out what it all meant. And it's feeling so good this month. I feel like I'm blossoming again and I'm feeling very much myself, and it's just really exciting to be sitting here hanging out with you guys and talking and creating and feeling like having these chats and coming back to why I want to be teaching and exploring and playing and helping others and also helping myself. Okay, so anyway, let's get into this July reading, because first 3 weeks of July are always going to be Cancer season. And for Aries, this means, there's a lot of themes around self-mothering and self-care, and that because those are big categories in and of themselves, right? They can encompass so many things. But I think for me, when I think about self-mothering, I think about how when I think about a really great internal parent, it's one that helps us have those healthy boundaries about when we get upset about something, when we need to get upset about something, right? Like a really great inner parent is just to be like, I got you. You don't even need to worry about, that's an emotion you don't need to take on your shoulders. And that was one of the first messages that came up for me. So the beginning of this month, we have the sun moving through Cancer. We have a new moon on Cancer on July 9th. We have Mercury moving into Cancer on July 11th. So we have all this energy moving through Cancer. Also on the 15th, Chiron, who is in your sign, will be moving retrograde. And, as you all know, you've been working with Chiron for a little while now, and you will be continuing to work with Chiron for several years to come. This is all about healing our wounding. And I think in Aries, this is helpful for all of us, not just you all, but everybody needs to kind of heal the relationship they have with themselves. So there's tons of healing energy going on here between the Cancer season themes and Chiron moving retrograde. And then, of course, as we move into Leo season on the 22nd, we're moving into energy that flows so well with you and is very playful, very flirtatious, very I think really highlights your Aries energy so beautifully. Working with Leo energy, it just moves so wonderfully. So we're going to start to see that energy pick up. Mercury is going to move into Leo soon after the sun moves into Leo. We're going to have a full moon in Aquarius, which is also great flow with you. So there's going to be more and more playfulness at work as we move through the month of July for you. Now, I'm going to start shuffling, and I'm using my Animal Totem Tarot. That is all I'm using this month. I just think it's really fun to connect with slightly different intuitive messaging for you all today. But I had a little note about something that I realized, like I was saying, with inner self-mothering, with the cultivation of joy and trust in ourselves and in being in the world. I was noticing one message, and this just came up for me, and I was thinking, oh man, I gotta share this with Aries, was what emotions we pick up and where we don't have to pick them up. So I was driving around the other day, and as we all do, we get annoyed, right? I know very few people who don't get a little annoyed by that person that cuts in front of them or whatever, right? We've all had our moments. And even if you don't drive, when you're in a busy city and you're trying to get on the train, and then somebody, it's so easy to pick up that really annoyed emotion. Just feel that agitation, that itchy agitation. It's just ugh. And I know this is obvious. I know we've all heard this, but I really when you think about it, it just clicks, which is I don't need to pick up that emotion because I'm not going to teach anything to that person. Like that car's already like a block away. Like I'm never going to talk to that person. I'm not going to like shame them, you know, which is a terrible thing to do anyway, by the way. Shame is not an effective long-term tool for any type of beautiful, love-filled growth in our culture and in our individual lives. Anyway, point being, you know, I'm getting all itchy and irritated over here and that person's getting to go along on their merry way on their day. And anymore, you know, I will just catch myself, you know, when something like that happens where I want to, and it's never like I throw a tantrum. I'm not a very like angry person, I would say. I'm pretty mellow, but I still have my own little inner irritations. Anytime I'm tempted to hook in to that irritation, to that anger, to that assuming that person's a bad person or assuming, you know, putting all those judgments on everything, I just say, oh yeah, I don't have to pick that up today. Oh yeah, I don't have to have any emotion about that. Okay, finally a card wanted to come out. Page of Swords, the Roadrunner. Oh, you guys, the Roadrunner. That a few years ago when I was going through like a really tough breakup, this was 4 years ago now, I remember this Roadrunner started to show up on the deck of the house I was living in. And like Roadrunners are not common in that area at all. It's not the right ecosystem or anything. And this Roadrunner, it would just sit there. Oh, it was so cool. Anyway, I think in July, one of the most powerful things you can do is to notice things you do not need to have emotions about. There's plenty of things that it's important to have emotions about in life, but there are a lot of things that we put ourselves through we don't need to. And I'm not even talking, you know, I don't want to be getting into if you have like trauma responses or things like that. Of course, that's a very different level of experience. It's physical. I understand that, believe me. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those things that aren't that important, right? They like we have a reaction, but they're not the things that dictate our whole lives, right? Like just being slightly annoyed by somebody. And oh my gosh, y'all, I feel so much lighter when I'm just like, oh yeah, I don't have to pick that up today. I don't have to pick up that world view, you know, those like hazy glasses. Oh, a card just wanted to fall and it fell. And it's the Empress. I love it for Aries. Yes, yes, heck yes. What was I saying? I felt so light not having to put those scratchy, scriggly glasses on that are like Six of Cups. Aries, look how much fun we're having this month. I know I'm not explaining any of these cards. We're gonna get into it. But to me, every time, you know, I pick up a thing of like wanting to judge somebody or wanting to get mad or about something frivolous or wanting to, you know, get really upset or really sad or really disheartened by something that's not important, right? Let's be specific here. And the King of Wands. Ooh. That is the Tasmanian Devil. It's so nice not to put those glasses on of the world being scratched and discordant and harsh and mean. And whenever we just decide not to pick up that emotion around those things, it gets a lot easier. And it's funny because you think that's going to be some kind of like, you know, like somebody high practicing Buddhist thing, but just saying, oh yeah, I don't have to pick that up is enough to completely calm. So that was my message, you know, that's like one example of self-parenting, I think. But I want to kind of get back to the fact that this month is about almost giving birth to yourself, which is a strange thing to say. We move through Cancer season, the mother, we move into Leo season, the wild child, the free creative spirit. And for me, I see Aries moving through that energy, and you have so much support here. And that makes me really happy to see that. It makes me so happy to just see that there can be healing and there can be like really positive things around you guys. I don't know why it's making me so emotional. It's just really nice. Let's start with Page of Swords. You know, Page of Swords is the Roadrunner, right? It's such an iconic moment, right? Page of Swords is often known as just being who they are, right? And I don't really worry about Aries being able to express themselves and being who they are. I think that's one of your gifts, is to just say what's coming out of your mouth. And it's one of the things that makes me so relaxed around you, because I don't normally have to guess what's going on. Though y'all have a secret side that is very tender and soft. Page of Swords, be yourself. Let that freak flag fly. Let it fly. Let it soar. That is what the Roadrunner is saying. Roadrunner is such a unique, gifted messenger bird that moves quickly and is very elusive, but is also just very much on his own path and living in integrity with where he's going. And so there's the freedom of your voice, of your thoughts, of your ideas that I really love seeing here. Now that comes with, I think, what's important here, the message that keeps coming up that's really important in this month, and there is a lot of playful energy here, is play. Is play, is joy, is rest, is relaxation, is not picking up those angry, irritated things that you don't need. I'm all about having a full range of emotions in our lives. It's like we don't need to be shutting ourselves down. But there are these certain emotions that are just purely serve no purpose, and we're letting those go, and we're going straight to Empress and Six of Cups. And I love these two. We have the sacred, beautiful cow in her meadow. She reminds me of like one of those Highland cows. And we have the playful otters in the water. And now both of these, I think they just completely soak up their environment. She's in the beautiful meadow, enjoying the fresh air in the grass. The otters are playing in the water, flipping over, reveling. These cards also have to do with deep love, deep trust, deep security, deep safety, huge emotional breakthroughs, and a sense of calm heldness. And I think you deserve that. And one of the things that I like to do in my life is point my compass to this kind of energy, right? Just making a decision. My compass is going to point toward that playful joy, that allowing things to be easy, allowing things to be fun. And here's the thing, of course, life continues to come with nuance, with stress, with triggers, with healing, with shadow work, with unknowns, with vulnerabilities, with things we can't control, with family members or work. I completely acknowledge that. I really do. But what does happen when we put our compass directed toward energy like Empress and Six of Cups, the otter and the cow, these beings that are in a sense of play with the world around them, is that we help ourselves out. We give ourselves the inner parent, because inner parenting is also about feeling safe enough with ourselves to play, to relax, to trust ourselves, even when things are a bit unknown, a little bumpy. Maybe there are aspects of things that we don't completely understand yet. It helps us manage all of that better when we take off the pressure of ourselves to feel like scraggly and prickly and frustrated and annoyed by those little things that aren't about people in our lives and aren't about our loved ones. And there's just this lightness. So there's a reminder here. How easy can it be? How love-filled can it be? How much can you let grace and the divine just come and be with you? Especially in those moments where you don't know, or you're scared, or you're having a response to something that is heavy or serious. And honestly, though, the energies here are not speaking about that. I just want to acknowledge it in the context of some of the things I say. I just want to make sure you know that these beautiful energies can come in even if you are at a point in your life where things are stressful or scary or lonely or traumatic. You can still have moments of love and softness for yourself, right? And also, if things are going well, things are going really well according to this reading. And we have King of Wands, the Tasmanian Devil. Now, the Tasmanian Devil, what a character, does things in his own way once again. And the King of Wands really is like a trailblazer. And to me, always is so good for fire signs, because what King of Wands heralds for me is getting to express that full fiery personality, getting to just be you. You know, the King of Wands is very brazen, has no problem being himself. And of course, the shadow side of that is that the King of Wands can be selfish, can be a bit stubborn. But well-functioning King of Wands is playful, is visionary, is initiating, is championing, is getting out there, is being fiery, is communing, is finding new ways. And I often find the King of Wands is the kind of energy where sees things from new perspectives. And even the Tasmanian devil here, you know, kind of wreaking havoc and being a little wild, has a different perspective on things than many other animals in the world. And is willing to go out there and see what happens next. And that is one of the gifts of the Tasmanian devil and the King of Wands. So what's really interesting here is we have the Page of Swords, liberation of your voice, liberation of what you want in life. We have the Empress and Six of Cups, play, explore, relax, allow love in, both like, yeah, sure, yeah, like with love, like romantic love, but also with divine love, with friendship love, with any kind of love. Like seriously, just let yourself have it, and then be yourself. These are the instructions for July, and they're very simple. I think these cards are so supportive. They're really loving. And I think when we are healing, and, you know, I'm thinking about Chiron going retrograde and reviewing and kind of understanding what has transpired over the last 6 or 7 months, 8 months even. And we're healing and learning new things. And, you know, if you are somebody who's working through healing trauma in the body and the mind, that one of the ways that we can help ourselves do that, and it's, believe me, there's a lot to this, it's complicated, is to give ourselves moments of relief as much as possible. Give ourselves moments of grace, of glimpsing the beauty of the world. And I don't know why I keep talking about all the hard stuff when you're getting all these amazing cards, but I think it's because this practice is big. And I think beautiful things are coming your way, my friends. I'm going to be doing all sorts of activations over on my Patreon. We're going to be hanging out a ton in July. I'm so excited to see you over there. I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll join me here and hang out with me and like and subscribe. There's going to be a lot more adventure ahead. I'm really looking forward to sharing more, doing more coffees and chats, and just talking about my life and my process creatively and lifestyle-wise and everything that's going on. I'd love to see you in all those places. I'll leave my Patreon link below. You can also find me on my Instagram and my website. I'll leave everything you need below. I love you guys. I love you, my Aries friends. Have a beautiful July, full of love, full of play, full of ease, full of joy, full of you being you and not feeling like you're too much or you're too little or you're unlovable, but just feeling good. That's what I want for Aries. I will see you all in July or in August for August reading, and also in July for Moon Magics. And I'll talk to you soon, my friends.